the Battle of Fishing Creek, 16th of August, 1780, backwoods of South Carolina. Day after the disaster at Camden, and guess what? It was a disaster at Fishing Creek for the Americans. And it was between Thomas Sumpter, in command of several hundred Continentals and militia, and Lieutenant Colonel Banna, Street Arlington, the British Dragoon commander. Is what we would call cavalry. Now, it wasn't really a big battle, but you can be killed in a little battle just as easily as in a big battle, and you'll be just as dead. Now, Tom Sumpter had camped by Fishing Creek. He had a lot of guys with him. He had some British prisoners, and then they were kicking it. They were chilling, waiting for orders. It was middle of August, and all of a sudden the British surprised them, just came running right down the road in a cavalry charge, killed a lot of them, wounded a lot of them, scattered the rest of them. It was an absolute rout. 150 were killed or wounded, something like 310 were captured. It was a disaster. One of the very best books you can read on the American Revolution in the South is The Road to Guilford Courthouse by a guy named John Buchanan. Buchanan has recorded the memoirs of Banna, Street Arlington, and concerning that battle he wrote, "The cavalry and infantry were formed into one line and, giving a general shout, advanced to the charge. The arms and the artillery of the Continentals were secured before the men could be assembled. Universal consternation immediately ensued throughout the camp. Some opposition was made from behind the wagons in front of the militia. The numbers and extensive encampment of the enemy occasioned several conflicts before the action was decided." He's very matter of fact, and he basically says, I kicked their butts before they knew what had happened. Now, another fellow named James Collins, who was a soldier on the American side, he had a post-war memoir from the perspective of a private foot soldier that was outstanding, and there's so much detail in it. Listen to what he says from the American perspective of the guys getting attacked. "Before Sumpter could wake up his men in form, the enemy were among them, cutting down everything in their way. It was a perfect rout and an indiscriminate slaughter." Thomas Sumpter rode all the way to Charlotte on a bareback horse because he had been sound asleep under a wagon when they attacked, told him what had happened, and said, "I'm headed back out to find some more volunteers and we'll keep fighting." Guys like Tom Sumpter are the reason that America won the war. Sumpter did not quit, even though he had plenty of chances to. He kept getting beat, kept getting beat, kept getting back up, kept getting back up. Absolutely a great example and a good guy to read up on.